τις διατυπώσετε σε επίσκεψη ή επικοινωνία με την εταιρεία μας. Ελπίζω να απολαύσετε την παρουσίαση.
Hello and a warm welcome also from my side to this year's Tourist Digital Day for Label and Package Printing. And a special welcome to our global customer base. And let me spend a minute or two on the currently most severe global issue, the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on the label and packaging industry. The COVID pandemic has had a significant impact on all of us, private and in business life. We found ourselves in a kind of a new reality and need to adopt to frequent changes depending on the infection dynamics and development of number of cases. Also, business life has changed. Virtual meetings, video conferences replace business travel and personal customer or supplier face-to-face meetings. In any case, label and packaging is an essential industry, and consequently, it was not as heavily affected as many other printing industry sectors. Most of our label industry customers continued to run their business as usual, some even at a higher production rate on their cow presses than before. However, when looking at a recent FINA survey among European converters, we learned that the pandemic has also affected the overall label converter business. As shown on the chart, there is a noticeable decline in the Q1 growth rate compared to the last year. Converters also report that supplier delivery times have been a major issue during shutdown. And there was uncertainty whether be able to keep all employees, and additional uncertainty about medium and longer term developments of this pandemic. Enough about COVID-19. Let's continue with a short market review and have a look at first at some general label printing market data. The global label printing market value amounts approximately $33 billion with a compound annual growth rate between 4 to 5% and a forecasted value of approximately $45 billion in 2025. The largest industry sectors, so-called end-use categories, are food and beverage, followed by personal care, pharmaceutical, and a couple of other categories. Interesting how all these labels are printed, and the majority is printed on self-adhesive material, followed by glue applied. Now, the question is, how are all these labels printed? Predominant label printing technologies are, of course, flexo and offset, followed by digital, and others. Whereby digital printing market share is in the range of approximately 10% and growing, which directly leads us to review the digital label market. And as a first step, allow me to do a short recap. Print-on-demand color label printing began in the mid-1990s with lots of technical issues to be addressed and solved. Early success really was quite limited, and end users were really cautious. However, in 2003, a couple of years later, a new generation toner presses was launched with much better performance. And so digital print became faster and more reliable, with higher cost break-even versus conventional printing, all leading to an increased converter and end user acceptance. And then a very important milestone, of single-pass UV inkjet technology happened. The first industrial-scale single-pass UV inkjet press launched in 2006. In the following years, an increasing market interest encouraged multiple inkjet players to start innovation in single-pass UV inkjet printing technology. And between 2008 and 2015, in this range of years, several industrial-scale single-pass UV inkjet presses were launched. And single-pass inkjet printing gained traction and market acceptance. UV inkjet market share reaches 25% plus, a remarkable success, which includes, of course, also hybrid press installations. What a race of these two mainstream printing technologies, especially when single-pass UV inkjet made its inroad in a comparably short period of time. Let's have a look at what has happened in single-pass print head and press development. Over the past 12 years, significant progress has been made in single-pass print head technology that allowed press manufacturers to choose from various printhead suppliers. Initially, it was Chatria, Durst, Graphium, and others that adopted the early stage XAR 1000 printhead at 360 dpi, followed in 2012 by Domino Screen and others with the Kyocera printhead at 600 dpi. But the real breakthrough of single-pass UV inkjet label printing, however, was made with the introduction of the high-speed and high-resolution Fuji Dymatics Samba printhead with 1200 by 1200 dpi native printing resolution and printing speeds beyond what people could imagine at that time. And Durst's launch of the revolutionary Tau 330 RSC UV inkjet label press late 2017, followed by the Tau RSC-E a year later, and the latest Tau RSC-I with print width 330, 420, and 510 millimeters in the late 2019. So let me summarize where single-pass digital label printing stands today and what market trends are visible. We definitely can see a significant improvement in print quality and printing speeds. Modular press designs allow scalable print width to maximize productivity. Digital label printing is no longer simply a short-run replacement for Flexstone. Definitely not. There is a visible shift to medium and long-run jobs to print them digitally. The increasing range of applications leads to a much better press utilization, and there is really a noticeable and growing demand for so-called hybrid presses, conventional digital hybrid presses. So far, the latest trends in UV inkjet. Whereas the current market situation in digital label printing can be summarized as follows. The global digital label and package print market reaches a value of over 10 billion US dollars. However, the value of digital printed labels and bags is growing by 21% annually. Digital press installations reach an annual market share of 40% on all press installations, so combined conventional and digital. Toner presses still own, of course, the majority, 2/3 of the global install base. However, single-pass inkjet is ramping up very fast and accounting for most of the remaining install base of print-on-demand presses. Overall, quite a positive picture and outlook. And Durst's RSC press platform is definitely the success story to underline these positive trends. During the past 2.5 years period, Over 100 RSC platform label presses have been installed globally. And we are really very proud to name and count an increasing number of well-established small, medium, and large label converters, our satisfied Dow RSC customer base. They are running their RSC presses from 1 up to 3 shifts daily, producing short, medium, and long-run jobs in a stunning print quality and a vast range of materials. Let me just reference to one of many very successful and impressive Dow RSC performance examples at a European converter. The RSC press has been installed in September 2019, and in just 13 months, this press has printed approximately 1.3 million square meters and thereby consumed over 4,000 liters of ink. Converted into linear meters, this equals to the impressive 3.7 million linear meters, or 1,850 material rolls of sellable labels. Impressive numbers, for sure. And let me just add a short quote that was made by this customer. Beside the high print quality demand, the crucial factors that led us to choose the Durst platform are the reliability and the productivity of the Dow RSC, which at 80 meters per minute has more than doubled the production capacity of the department, quickly absorbing more than 70% of the total volume of labels printed in the company. We had to make ourselves more competitive and more aggressive. To do this, we opted for a technology with an industrial soul. So far, the statement of this client. This is really latest state-of-the-art single-pass UV inkjet printing technology that is available today. The RSC platform, providing stunning print quality at flexo-like printing speeds and at a scalable print width. A customer-centric digital production solution from pixel to output that will innovate your business and maintain your competitiveness.
And a very warm welcome also from my side here from the demo center in Brixen. Helmut gave us some interesting facts and figures about the label market and the stable growth we are still seeing there in the market, even in these difficult times. Our answer to that development, which requires a lot of flexibility on your production floor, is the RSC platform. Presented 3 years ago at Label Expo, we have already more than 100 installations of these presses. The platform consists of 3 presses, the Dow 330 RSCE, the RSC, and the Dow 330 or 510 RSCI with a print width of up to 510 millimeters. All these presses, they use the same printing technology, so we get the same quality out. They use the Samba print head with 1200 by 1200 dpi. They use the same ink with an option also of low migration ink on the Dow 330 RSCE. And they use also own proprietary self-developed electronics to get the data transferred to the print head, to the press, to the print in the end. These presses, they are very competitive. I mean, compared to the previous generation presses, just to give you a number there, they use around 10 to 15% less ink with an outstanding quality still. So 1200 dpi as said before, but also the productivity is extremely high. We are printing with a speed of 80 meters a minute, and in future also with the RSCI with up to 100 meters a minute, which is really outstanding. The presses, they use also the same workflow system. So we deliver there the workflow and in-house development, the Durst workflow label. With that said, I would like to show you a bit more in depth the Dow RSCI, what we have here in the demo center. So let's go to the press. I'm standing now next to Siggy. Many of you know him. He is part of the label family since the beginning. So Siggy, can you please show us a bit more the press here?
Yeah, sure. Let's have a look. So starting from our jumbo unwinder, which has an integrated lift for easier media handling, we come up on the inspection table. This is used to make your splice between the old and the new media, followed by a double-sided web cleaner. Then we have the corona treatment. We have the web guide, which keeps the web in the center of the press. Further down, we have a crash sensor. We have a tension system, which controls our unwind tension. We have our insetter feature for double-side or in-registry printing.
What's the crash sensor doing?
The crash sensor has two features. One is, as it says, the crash sensor. It will detect a not proper made splice, and it will actually stop the printing, avoiding that this splice is touching the print heads. Second feature is it detects and measures the media thickness. Automatically, it will set up the head media distance to make sure we always have the perfect distance to the substrate.
Thank you.
From here, we then enter already in the print area. As Martin already mentioned, it's a fully equipped press. So we start with our high opaque white. We have three more process colors, green, violet, orange. And then we have the standard process colors, cyan, magenta, yellow, black. The black part we see here is our automatic cleaning maintenance unit. It actually does automatic cleaning without touching the print heads. So there is no manual cleaning for the operator needed. The upper part is our print carriage. In this aluminium carriage, we have our print heads mounted. It is also isolated against temperature. I might make sure that we have a proper temperature in the print head area so that they don't move around. Now the print carriage moves to the print position. So it actually lowers the print carriage very close to the substrate. And this is then the position where it starts printing.
Why is this print bridge bent? Why it has this shape?
Yeah. Having this curved shape, it is actually more easy to keep control on the edges of the substrate.
Okay.
From the print area, it then enters in the curing section. Here we see our chill roller, which is in the RSCI included. Around the chill roller, we have multiple UV units for the final curing. It lowers then actually and passes by and reaches our automatic nozzle compensation camera. This camera is actually mounted here and allowing you to do the nozzle compensation.
What is this nozzle compensation?
This camera actually is scanning head by head, identifying deviated or missing nozzles and deactivating them and using the neighbors to compensate. That means the operator can easily recover and start producing even with deviated nozzles.
So when there is a problem with one nozzle, the operator is not needed to stop. He can continue working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can just continue by deactivating and compensating this nozzle.
And by himself, so he does not need to call a service.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
You also see we have some more free space here. This free space actually is designed to mount some third-party inspection cameras. Then, after this, we come up on the inspection table itself. This is the position where the operator now is able to do inspection. So with this little magnifier, he can do the register setup, he can do color control, he can do some checkup of the printouts. From the inspection table, then it comes to the also jumbo rewinder. Even here we have the lift included for easier media handling. Then the center section, which we haven't seen up to now, is our ink filling section. So the operator here is able to fill the containers for new ink. You can see I can charge multiple boxes at the same time. And also a good feature, I can do that while the press is running. With the barcode scanner, I can scan the barcode and I can feed back all the needed information to the system. And so we also know what ink is in the machine and what ink has been loaded.
And this is a slide-in, tray then, and slide out.
Yes.
Perfect. So let's have first also now a closer look to the print head.
Yes, I can show you the print head itself. So this is one single print head. Yeah, you can see here we have our nozzle plate. It has a special shape to be able to stack them side by side, to be able to make a print width of 420 or 510 millimeter.
Or 330.
Or also 330. The printhead itself, beside the nozzle plate, has then the tubing, which deliver our ink supply to the printhead and some electronic parts inside.
So this has also this nozzle compensating feature.
Correct. This is the first generation which allows us to use this nozzle compensation for these nozzles.
And how many print heads are there in a press, for example, 510 width per color or in total?
Yeah. So we have this fully equipped machine here. In total, we have 12 of these print heads per color, and then 96 per
Full equipped
in the completely machine.
Can we see it in the machine?
Yeah, we can have a look. So we will open up the print bar. Yeah. Now we are in the inspect position because the operator now is able to inspect. And if you have a closer look here, you can see this shiny area there where all these 12 print heads are stacked side by side for the white color, and then of course also for all the other colors.
So let's see the press printing now.
Yes. So currently we have a 510 white film inside. We have selected a few labels. So these are 6 different jobs with a print length of roughly 65 meters, 6,000 labels, and all in less than a minute.
But I can select 1 job, 10 jobs, 100 jobs.
You can queue up as you like. As many jobs, and also single jobs, of course. You can change the order and sequence of your printing jobs.
And what about the material? Do we have here special needed? Do we need to prime or something? What about it?
These medias we currently use here, they have a normal coating. They are not primed, so there is nothing special on it. These are stock medias you can order from many different suppliers.
And we test also a lot of material, or you test a lot of materials here in the demo center?
Yes, exactly. We get more and more the questions from our suppliers if we can test the new coatings, the new developed substrates, and see if they perform on our RSC. And now, you see, it actually moved to the print position and it starts printing.
So which printing speed is this now?
This is now printing with 1200 by 1200 with 80 meter a minute.
1200 dpi.
1200 dpi.
Okay. And do we have any gap between a job change or?
No. If you have multiple jobs with the same die plates, there is no gap in between, so you can die cut them all together.
In one run. Perfect.
You can also see a job change between front side and back side labels, for example.
So the press is still printing, should finish soon. Perfect. Yeah, but see, can we know also somewhere the cost of these labels? Do we see the cost somewhere?
Yes, we have a cool feature in our workflow. Every press is delivered with our Durst label workflow. And in this workflow, we can see as soon as you upload the PDF, you can, your sales department can easily control and check the costs per label.
And what about variable data? I mean, we have seen the press now printing at 80 meters a minute at this width of 510 millimeter, which is very impressive. But many of our customers, they are printing also variable barcodes or images or text.
Right. We were able to print with the full width, the full resolution, and even with the full color, variable numbers, barcodes, and also variable images. And this is possible because we have our own electronic, our own hardware. And with this hardware, we are able to deliver this huge amount of data in time to the print heads by printing an 80 meter a minute.
That's impressive, I would say, Tau RSCI. But now I want to focus on a different topic, which is low migration. Low migration, it's all around. I mean, many customers are asking questions, they are talking, they are searching for information because it's a difficult topic. There are many open questions around. When do I need low migration ink? Do I need low migration ink? Do I need a barrier film? How does the curing works? And so on and so on. We at Durst here, we have already a long-lasting experience with low migration UV inks because we have introduced our first low migration ink 6 years back with the previous printer generations. And in these times, we collected a lot of experience. Now I'm standing here in front of the latest model, the Tau 330 RSCE equipped with the low migration ink. We introduced this RSC low migration inks last year at Label Expo 2019. We have now already multiple installations also. And this press, what we see here, a standard RSCE, it's equipped with Corona, with web cleaner, and it has 7 colors. So CMYK, orange, blue, and the white. And this is also the color configuration which is available for the low migration inks. But the inks also, they are of course formulated according to the general rules and guidelines. So we follow, of course, A.E.B.E, Nestle guidelines, Swiss ordinance, and so on, and many more. And we test also these inks. So we print, we send the prints to independent testing institutes. We work there together with Swiss quality testing in Switzerland, and they test the inks, and we get the feedback if they are compliant or not. And there we have very positive feedback also. But apart from the inks, the press itself has also some special modifications, some special features, and they are needed. They are a requirement for the low migration ink. So, Sigi, can you please show us what these special features are here?
Yes, sure. Indeed, it is mainly related to the UV curing section. Yeah, as we all know, we have our already known chill roller, which is included in the low migration. And together with the chill roller, we have a different UV cabinet. Yeah, this UV cabinet is designed to have a completely closed chamber in the chill roller section, where we then enter nitrogen gas to make sure we have the best possible adhesion and the best possible curing.
And do we control this somehow also? Do we measure the residual oxygen left in this chamber?
Yes, we do so. The operator is able to control and to see what is happening in the chamber. To do so, we have this equipment here. This equipment here measures the remaining oxygen in the chamber and informs and feedbacks to the software if the values are within the specifications or not.
And does the operator get then also a report of this sprint run with the values? How is this working?
Yes, exactly. First of all, it gets informed in the software, and the software will warn if the value is too high. And secondly, all this data gets reported in a log file together with the print items, with the operator, and with the timing, so he can anytime recall this data and control how was the oxygen values in the chamber during that print run.
And I see here an additional monitor on this machine. What's that?
Yeah, this monitor is actually connected to a camera from Erhard and Leimer. This will allow the operator to have a control of the printout. So it is a visual check of the printout and allows him to see if there are any printing defects during print run.
But this is now not a must-have for the low migration press, or?
You're right. This equipment can be also used on any of our RSC platforms.
So on the RSCI, what we have seen before, or?
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah, as you see, it's not just the ink development, it's also hardware development or research which is needed to have a low migration or to achieve low migration compliant prints.
Γεια σας. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ για την παρακολούθηση αυτή της παρουσίασης. Είμαστε στη διάθεσή σας για μια προσωπική συζήτηση και ελπίζουμε να την απολαύσατε και αν υπάρχετε κάποιες απορίες ή ερωτήσεις να έρθετε σε επαφή μαζί σας. Ευχαριστούμε πολύ. Γεια σας.